Hey everybody, and welcome back to Rants. So today's video is definitely more serious than my two previous ones, but I thought it would be important to share my journey with body dysmorphia and how I found treatments and healthy coping mechanisms in honor of the end of Mental Health Awareness Month. So if you're interested in hearing my story, stay tuned. Alright, to jump right in, BDD is a mental illness associated with having obsessive focus and thoughts on one's perceived flaws within their appearance. Specifically with my story, I think my BDD began as early as middle school. A little backstory. So as a kid, I attended a predominantly private African American school, but my mom decided that she wanted more diversity for me, and so my third grade year I ended up transferring to a more diverse school. So I went from being one of many to the only black girl in my grade. And as a kid, I didn't pay attention to that. I was pretty happy. It wasn't until middle school that I noticed the changes and that I was different whether I liked it or not. So it's sixth grade year and I just want to be popular with my friends, but my body is changing and it's not like I'm the only one noticing. My friends were noticing, boys were noticing that my breasts were getting bigger. I was the first in my grade to get a period, which at the time I took as really embarrassing, and even my bottom was growing and I couldn't figure out why I was changing so quickly, but my friends who weren't black weren't having as much trouble as me. They were really thin and tall and blonde and blue-eyed, and I just remember thinking, like, why can't I be like them? Like, their lives are just so easy, they're so pretty, boys like them, and they don't like me. At that point, it kind of became my mission to fit in as much as possible. I joined volleyball, basketball, anything that I thought would help my body slim down and become more active. Of course, though, with working out and having a curvy figure at such a young age, that's not what happened. That's not how science works. I can't just convert back, but I didn't understand that as a kid. So entering high school, I decided that this would be the moment that I get to become who I'm really meant to be. And I wanted to change myself. So I convinced my grandmother, who was a hairdresser, that I should, get streaks in my hair and be this really cool freshman. She did it. I had blonde streaks, and then I ended up attempting to make them lighter because I didn't think they were blonde enough, and end up destroying my hair. I wanted to be blonde so bad, and I experienced heat damage. I lost all my curls, and it was crazy. Like, I was doing anything and everything to look like everybody else. So my mom began to notice that I was acting weird and being real secretive about my clothes, and I didn't want to shop, and I didn't want to do any of these things. And so she thought that I needed a change after just going through all of that and experiencing bullying. So I ended up transferring to a boarding school, and this would be the year that my life changed. So after a year of boarding school and being around more thin people, girls that didn't look like me, it was a really rough sophomore year. So junior year, I decided to start therapy because we have a psychiatrist on campus at my boarding school. And I thought that I would just talk about, my family issues and my worries about, going to college. And she really just wanted to talk about me and how I was feeling. And I ended up sharing how I was feeling about myself, how I didn't feel worthy, I didn't feel beautiful, that I was really uncomfortable being Ryan, that she diagnosed me with BDD. And at first I didn't really understand. I was like, does this mean I'm really vain? Like, I can't stop thinking about myself like that. That's really weird. And she was like, Ryan, BDD is a mental illness. You have no control over your thoughts and thinking about how you look and obsessing about it. So let's try to find what works for you in healthy coping mechanisms. Healthy coping mechanisms are practicing in the mirror. This is one of my favorite ones. So every Sunday I stand in the mirror and I chant to myself that I am beautiful, I am smart, I am kind, and those who want to be in my life will accept me as I am. I say that over and over, and it's crazy how I've noticed the change in me, because at first I was saying it and really didn't believe it. Now it's years later and I'm still saying it to myself, constantly reminding myself that there's nothing wrong with me. Another way to help cope is sharing your story with someone that you trust. I'm putting mine on the internet because I'm comfortable with people knowing that I have BDD. But if you're not ready for that, I would say confide in a close friend or a family member, something, because it is life-changing. Once I told my mom about my BDD, in a way we were able to connect on a deeper level because she literally knew how I was feeling inside, and she was a little sad that it took her so long to notice because she went through it as well. I also have a bullet journal where I draw and I take notes and I write positive things about myself. And I have really good friends and family and a great boyfriend who constantly tells me that I am beautiful and that I am loved. And so those things are what keeps me motivated. And yes, some days are really rough and I wake up feeling absolutely disgusted with myself, but I have people in my life, I have my chants in the mirror, and I have my journal to let me know that my mental illness and how I'm perceiving myself, it's not right, that I am beautiful and that I am great and that other people can see it too. She also shared with me that BDD is way more common than what people think it is, especially in communities of color, although we don't talk about it. So between 1.7 to 2.4% of the population actually has BDD, both male and female. And so that's about one person in a group of 50. That is overall a lot of people, but people don't talk about BDD, and most people that have it don't even know that they are suffering from this mental illness. Like myself, they may be pushing it off, thinking that them obsessing and trying to stay super fit, thinking that they're fat or not liking who they are is just a part of everyday society. And in a way it is. BDD can also be influenced by your environment and genetics. So specifically with my case, it was probably the changing of schools and forgetting what women and girls that looked like me were like. I forgot who I was and I forgot how I look is okay. Genetically being impacted also makes sense because my mom also has BDD and developed an eating disorder in college because she was a dancer and was trying to keep up with how the rest of her team looked. So those are two things that could have manipulated why I have BDD. So some ways that you may notice if you or a friend has BDD is the constant obsession with how you look. So that may include constantly counting your calories, checking the scale, comparing how you look to your friends or a family member in your life. If you're uncomfortable by the idea of going shopping and trying on clothes and letting other people see you, if you see something that's not there in the mirror, or if you are beginning to starve yourself and developing an eating disorder. A lot of people that have eating disorders had BDD first, and the BDD triggered up anorexia or bulimia. So someone asked me if gender dysphoria was the same as body dysmorphia, and it is not. So gender dysphoria is someone who is dissatisfied with the body that they have been born with, as it's not the body that they want to be in. They identify with being with something else, while someone with body dysmorphia isn't necessarily not liking the body that they were born in, but they're not liking the physical aspects of themselves. So someone with gender dysphoria can definitely have body dysmorphia, but they're technically not the same. It's two different things, and one isn't a mental illness. So this is the end of my video, and I really hope that it provided you with a better understanding of what BDD is and what it can be like for someone that has it. If you have BDD or you think that you may have it, I hope that this video gives you a little confidence in maybe seeking help. If you are not ready to find professional advisement, I strongly recommend trying the chants in the mirror or journaling or confiding in a friend or family member, because fortunately I have a strong community of support that knows about my BDD and constantly reminds me that I am loved, I am valued, and that I am beautiful, and it has helped me. I am forever changing and growing, and my confidence is also developing, and I know I wouldn't be in this place if I didn't have my support system. So thanks for watching, guys, and I really hope to see you next Thursday. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I would really love to see your comments. So comment below, because I want to know what you're thinking, and feel free to share what you want from me next. Do you want a more serious video, or do you want something laid back of getting to know me more, like a skincare routine? But I do really love doing these talks. So thanks for watching, everybody.